Hey guys, and welcome to another episode tutorial with me, Joseph Evans, author of the Secret Sequence books and The Phoenix Prophecy, The Ember Effect, Soulbound, The Secret of Rain, The Last Goodbye, and Glitch Girl. If you find my tutorials helpful and you'd like me to continue making them, please take a quick moment to check out my Patreon page and see the different ways that you can support me. If you do decide to support me, you can get a range of rewards as a thank you from me, including early access to these tutorials, voting on what tutorials I make, episode goodie bags, shoutouts for you and your stories, and even personal help from me. You can also get certain rewards by becoming a member of my channel. All you need to do is click the join button underneath this video or click the first link in the description of the video. Okay, today I'm going to be showing you guys how you can create swimming scenes in your Limelight stories. Now, the first thing you need to know is that there is no swimming animation in Limelight, at least not at the time of me creating this tutorial, so we're going to have to improvise. But I'll be showing you what I think are the best animations to make up for this. The easiest way to make a swimming scene is to use one of the official ocean or swimming pool backgrounds, because these are already set up with an overlay that requires no extra coding from you. If I go over to the art catalogue, click on backgrounds, and if I do a search for ocean, this one right here, Ext Ocean Day, is one of those with the pre-made overlay, and if I do a search for pool, it's this one right here, Greek Games Pool Loop Day. Let's start with the ocean one. So I'm going to go to my script and I'm going to write Ext Ocean Day. And I'm just going to add some characters in there. Let's have at girl, she stands up screen left and she faces right. And we'll have at guy stands up screen right and guy faces left. Now if I save and preview, immediately you can see that there is a really cool overlay that makes it look like our characters are semi-submerged in the water. But it does look like they're just standing there on the seabed instead of actually swimming. So if there are no official swimming animations, what can we use? Well, the first thing to think about is that when people are just chilling in the water, they've usually got their legs up. So we can immediately make this look more authentic by using sitting animations. Let's have the girl. She starts idle, sit, lean forward, impressed loop. And we'll have the guy, he starts idle, sit, lean back, and impressed loop. Save and preview. And now they're completely submerged in the water. Let me just spot direct them, move them up a bit. And right away, I think that looks a little bit more natural, as if they're floating in the water rather than just standing on that seabed. They're even both bobbing back and forth very slightly, which adds to the illusion as well. And of course, if we want them to have a conversation like this, there are plenty of sitting and talking animations to choose from. Now, if we want our characters to be facing away from the camera, a pretty cool animation that you can use in water is Sing Arms Down Loop Rear. Let me just show you what I mean. I'll just swap the directions that these characters are facing. So we'll have the girl facing left and the guy facing right. And then let me change these animations to Sing Arms Down Loop Rear. And the same for the guy. And let's see what that looks like. There we go, they're a little bit close together. Let me just spot direct again. So we have the guy over here and the girl over here. Because we can't see their mouths moving from the back, it kind of looks like they're not singing, but they're bobbing away in the water, especially if we zoom in a little bit so we can't see this seabed that they're standing on. So let's go to Zoom Helper and just zoom in like that. And I think that illusion works pretty well. So, how about actually swimming from one spot to another? Well, this is almost impossible without an official swimming animation, but we're going to do our best with what we've got. I found that there are two animations that work best here. One for swimming on the character's front and another for swimming on their back. For characters swimming on their front, I'd say the best one to use is Dance, Lift, Receive, Loop. Now, the actual purpose for this is part of the Dirty Dancing routine, but used on its own, it can either look like someone is gliding through the air, or in our case, gliding through the water. Let's remove the guy from this scene for a moment. And then girl starts dance, lift, receive loop, and then save and preview just so I can place her in the beginning spot. So directing helper, spot helper, and I'm just going to drag her all the way over here. Copy and paste that into the script, and then I'm going to drag her all the way over to here and paste that in as well. And then of course, because I want her to move from this first spot to the end spot, I need to write walks to, then and girl is dance lift receive loop, because we want her to perform that animation while she's traveling from the first spot to the second spot. Let's also give this a duration, so we're going to say in, let's say 5 seconds. Let's take a look. So, of course, it doesn't look like she's really swimming, but right now it's about the closest we're going to get. Okay, to make it look like she's swimming on her back, the one to use is Crowd Surf Excited Loop. To make this one work, we're going to need to first bring her vertical position all the way back up to 0. These ones here. This is because the anchor point of the dance lift receive one is a lot lower than the character, whereas the anchor point for this animation is right in the middle of the character. Now, if this doesn't make any sense to you, it really doesn't matter. You can always just spot direct this visually. I'm just doing this to save us time. We're also going to need to make her face backwards because we want her swimming on her back. Now, because the script is going to automatically face her in the direction that she's moving in, we need to override that by saying, in this same line, and girl faces right. And let's change the animation to the correct one. So crowd surf excited loop. And we can delete this one out of here now as well. And let's see what it looks like now. There you go. It does look a little bit weird with the arms flailing around like that, but again, it's about the best we can do with the animations that we have. Okay, let's move on to the pre-made pool background, which was Ext Greek Games Pool Loop Day. Now, as you can see from the name, this is a looping background designed to show your character swimming infinitely in a swimming pool lane. Let's add our girl to the scene once again. We'll just place her in screen center to begin with. So at girl stands screen center and girl faces left. And we'll do the same animation again, the crowd surf one. So she's swimming on her back. So it's at girl starts crowd surf excited loop. Let's save and preview. And then we can do our spot directing. Okay, so as you can see, guys, there are multiple overlays included with this background. If I click on Spot Helper and move our character around, you can see there's one at the top in that lane, one in the middle, and one right on the bottom. Let's have our girl be in the lane that's closest to the camera, so this one right down here. Just going to scale her right down. And move her up a little bit. Okay, let's copy those spot coordinates. And then we can add the guy in there too. So at guy stands screen center again. And guy faces left. And at guy starts crowd surf excited loop. And let's spot direct him. Scale him down. And move him to our middle lane. Just got to make sure that his hand doesn't go all the way up underneath this top lane overlay, because that would ruin the illusion. And make sure his bottom isn't coming beneath the overlay as well. Once again, ruining that illusion. I suppose he would be a little bit smaller than the girl here because it's supposed to be further away from the camera, so there we go, I think that works. So even though these characters are completely static, the looping background combined with the animation makes it kind of look like they're swimming in those lanes. Now, what if you don't want to use these ready-made backgrounds? What if you have your own background that you want to convert into one of these? Let's say that I want to use this picture of a sunset lake from pixabay.com. The program I'm going to need to use is GIMP, which you can download for free from gimp.org. Once GIMP is open, you're going to need to go to File, New, and create a document that is 1920 by 1136 pixels, which is the correct size for a 3-zone background in Episode. And then we just drag that downloaded image onto our canvas. With the Move tool selected, we can drag this up a little bit so we can see more of that water. And then we want to choose the Free Select tool and just draw a wiggly line all the way across the water where we want it to separate. Then go all the way around back to the beginning. So we close the loop, hit the return key to confirm that that's the selection we want to make. Then we want to copy and paste this into a new layer using Command-C and Command-V if you're on a Mac, or Control-C and Control-V if you're on a Windows-based computer. And then we need to go over to this Layers panel and click this green button at the bottom of the Layers panel to add it to the image. Okay, next thing we need to do is export this entire background as a JPEG. So we go to File, Export, and I'm going to call this Ext Sunset Lake Day. And when you're creating backgrounds, the best file type to use is probably JPEG. So let's go to Select File Type and make sure that JPEG is selected. Then click on Export, and we can ignore all of these settings, just click on Export again. So that's our background ready to be uploaded, and now we want to separately export our overlay. So to do this, we need to hide the entire background apart from our selection that we made. So let's click on the eye symbol next to the full background to get rid of it. And there's a default kind of canvas background layer that needs to be turned off as well. So let's hide that one. And as you can see now, we are left with just that selection we made, which is exactly what we want. So File, Export As, and I'll just call this Lake Water. And this time, because it's an overlay, not a background, we need to choose PNG as the file type. So we go to Select File Type again, and scroll down to PNG Image. Click Export. Again, don't worry about any of these settings. Click Export again. And now we can go over to our art catalog and upload them. Okay, so back to the script. Let's go to a new line and start a new background, a new scene. So it's Ext Sunset Lake Day. And to get that overlay in there, I just need to write with and then that overlay's name, which is Lake Water. Let's place my characters again. So at girl, she stands up screen left, and girl faces right, and guy stands up screen right, and guy faces left. Let's put them in some sitting animations again to make it look like they're in the water. So at girl starts idle sit, let's say neutral loop this time, and at guy starts idle sit lean forward in press loop. Save and preview. Awesome, look at that guys, it looks like they're kind of submerged in that water. The only thing is the water looks kind of solid, as if it is kind of like a swamp or something. To make this look more like actual water, all we need to do is bring the transparency or the opacity of the overlay down a little bit. And that's easy to do. We can just write at overlay lake water opacity, and then we'll say something like 0.8. And let's see if that makes a difference. Ah, there we go. That looks much better. With a little bit of spot directing, this should look just right. Okay, there we go guys. I hope this has shown you how you can add swimming scenes to your Limelight stories even without any official swimming animations. If you guys have any suggestions for any other animations that you think could work in these kind of scenes, then definitely comment them down below to help everyone else out. If this tutorial has helped you in any way, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of the helpful tutorials that I've got coming up. And if you'd like to support me and get some exciting rewards, head over to my Patreon page, patreon.com/author Joseph Evans, or click the join button underneath this video. If you have any questions about any of this, make sure to comment them down below, and if you know the answer to anyone else's questions in the comments, it would be awesome if you could give them a quick answer to help them out. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Good luck adding swimming scenes into your own Limelight stories, and I will see you all in my next video.